If somebody has never read any of your work before, who do you think would like it?
I would say people who love romance, who love great love stories, but also people who just like family stories. That's really important to me. A lot of people refer to my books as romances, and there is always a love story, and it's something that is a big part of them, and I enjoy writing, but it's important to me always to have a balanced out with friend story and a family story. So really just fans of kind of contemporary, realistic YA.
How does it work for you whenever you're writing? How does it go from the idea in your head to the book that's published?
For me, it usually starts with a question. I have a what if question that has to do with characters or a scenario, and I don't outline my books, I don't plot them, so it's a little bit of feeling my way through, but it starts with a question that I want to answer or a story that I want to read that's not out there, and then I just kind of dive in and hope for the best.
Yeah.
It's not the most scientific process.
And whenever you do start with that question, does it usually come from inspiration in your life, or do you just pops in your head?
It often comes from inspiration. It'll often be a situation that I've been in, and then I kind of twist it slightly and play around with like, what if it had happened this way, and sort of my life isn't interesting enough to be the like actual basis, but it works out well that way.
Did you know from an early age that you wanted to be an author, or is that something that happened later?
I knew from an early age. I sort of thought of being a writer as being like an astronaut or a ballerina. They're jobs that are real jobs, but they're maybe not the most reasonable or realistic jobs. But I always knew I would write no matter what, and it's something that I feel really lucky to be doing professionally, because I couldn't have even gotten my head around that possibility when I was younger.
If somebody wants to be a writer or just get better at writing, what writing tips do you have?
I think the biggest, which certainly all the teens here today are already doing, is to be a big reader, because the more you read, the more you get a sense of not just what makes a book work, but what makes a book work for you. And then I also think, just really not to be afraid of failure, because everything you write is useful in some way, even if it's just a stepping stone to get to the next thing. And I think it's really easy to be hard on yourself and to worry about getting things perfect. And the idea is just to try new things and to be fearless about it, and just work your way through something, and you never know what it's going to lead to.
You have a lot of confidence. You come across as very confident. What would you suggest to people who maybe are struggling through a time of their life?
I think when I was a teen it was a lot harder, and it can be really tough. But I think just in hindsight, I always tried to stay true to myself, and it's so much easier said than done, obviously, but just be yourself, which I know sounds so simple and cheesy, and it's the cliche advice, but that is it. That's the core of it, and if you have kind of an unshakable feel for who you are, then that'll help you get through it.